Hey guys, welcome back to another quick episode of Full Tilt Drift. Today is going to be more of a vlog type episode. We're going to be doing a lot of quick things to get the car ready for the Ambit Drift event tomorrow with TJ Hunt out in Apple Valley at Grange. So, we're going to start by welding up a repair piece for the core support that I made up myself. You'll get to see the custom bracket that I'm talking about and how and why we're repairing it. We're going to paint that so that it doesn't rust, and we're going to camouflage paint the intercooler real quick. Just because it's a bright silver intercooler on a black car, I think it stands out way too much and I'm going to get pulled over for it, so we're going to camouflage it a little by painting it black. We're also going to bleed the brakes with the new speed bleeders and this admittedly very dirty brake fluid reservoir. And we're going to do a couple other small things, so stick around and see how it goes. Bear with me on the wind noise today. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it, but I will try to wear this microphone when I can. Alright guys, like I said to start off, we're going to be repairing part of the core support bracket, which is going to be that piece right there. And here's why. That weld cracked all the way through. That weld right there is not strong enough to keep holding up my headlight, let alone supporting anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to grind away this little nub on it right here. Then we're going to try to get a good connection between this piece and this piece so that it'll last until we come back. And after we come back, we're going to put a support in that goes from the bottom out to the side diagonally so that there won't be as much stress on this joint again. Don't forget afterwards we're going to paint it so that it won't rust through. Like you can see, it already started to do a little where the weld was. Alright guys, the first step's done. We got the area masked off with the leather foot protectors so that nothing important is going to get hot slag on it. Now we're going to get to grinding this nub down. We had really restricted access to the area, so that's about as much as we're going to be able to get it ground down, but we'll cut through the rest with the welder. Alright guys, here we have our finished product. Yes, it looks like I welded it with my feet, but it's all connected and it's strong enough to last the event. When we get back, we'll clean it up with the grinder, do everything we need to do to make it look pristine. So we got the car up in the air because we're going to need it up to bleed the brakes anyway. Right now, we're going to paint some stuff, but having it up is just going to make that easier too. What we're going to do is paint the front of the intercooler just a bit black. We're not going to paint it really thick, just want to darken it up so that it doesn't stand out so much and possibly get us pulled over. We have a long drive out to the track and back tomorrow, and if we encounter cops, we don't want to have any problems. We're also going to paint that piece that we just welded to make sure it doesn't rust over. You don't want to leave fresh welds open, they will rust pretty quick. After that, we're going to grab the skid plate off of it because we're going to do an underside inspection, then bleed the brakes, and probably paint at least some of the skid plate because, like I said, you don't want to leave parts available for rust to gather. We masked off the area around the intercooler with some blue tape, and luckily, since we're only painting the part that's visible, we didn't have to mask much. It's kind of windy, so I'm going to be blowing between gusts. Alright, that's it for coat 1. Now we give it a little time to dry and come back for coat 2. Coat number 2. Alright guys, I think that'll do it, and that looks way better than I was expecting it to. It matches perfectly with the black grill up here. Alright guys, now we're going to be giving our core support bracket a light coat. Alright guys, that's coat number 1 done. It looks really good, so I don't know if we're going to do another one. We'll see when it dries. Alright guys, I think this first coat came out great. It looks like a great glossy finish black. Alright guys, so since we're done with that core support bracket, what we're going to do now is take the brand new skid plate off of there so we can do an underside inspection, check up on a leak that came up a week ago, and paint a couple parts of the skid plate that I'll show you in a minute and tell you why we're doing it. Alright guys, so now this becomes pretty explanatory why we're taking it off and painting it. You can see all the rust that's accumulating right here along the cut. None right here yet, but I imagine there will be soon. And on the other side, there's going to be rust probably accumulating along this cut too because it's on the underside of the car and anything wet there is going to make it start to rust. So we're going to brush and clean away a lot of the surface rust up here before we paint it. And then we're going to paint that seam, give the whole thing just a light coating maybe. Alright guys, this wind is really killing me today, but this should be good enough to stop it from rusting. It was the end of a can, and it's windy as fuck out. Alright guys, the brake bleeding is done. I didn't film it because I think we all here know what brake bleeding is like, but I've got a video on installing and bleeding with the speed bleeders, so go check that out. There should be a card in the video. Next up, we're going to throw the skid plate back on, and then we're going to be able to install the harness on the bucket seat so that we can use it tomorrow at the drift event. Alright guys, as you can see, we just got the harness installed. So we've got one lap belt going down here to the seat bracket, another lap belt going down there to the seat belt bracket, and our two shoulder straps going up to the rear seat belt bracket. So these should all be very strong points to hold the harness in. All of them are seat belt or seat mounting holes. Alright guys, so I didn't film installing the harness because I figure you guys all know how to take out and put in bolts. So really you just need to find strong places to mount your harness to, like seatbelt holes or seat mounting holes or something like that. Don't forget guys, this is prep for the Ambit event hosted by Ambit and TJ Hunt and a couple other companies, so be sure to check out the coverage of it. I'm sure to put it up on my channel pretty soon afterwards, and I'll do my best to get good coverage for you guys. That's it for today. This was just supposed to be a short video of getting the car ready for the event tomorrow, but make sure to check out the coverage of the event. It's the Ambit event with TJ Hunt. A bunch of other companies are going to be there. I didn't get selected to drive, but my teammate Lance did. So I'm headed out there with him, drift ready, and just so in case I can talk myself onto the roster, I'll get to drift tomorrow. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see when new videos come out, and I will see you next time.